everybody, welcome back to Just Keep Parenting. I'm rocking the hat today because I've been pouring, well, let's be real. I haven't been pouring cement, but my brothers have been pouring cement. And I'm up here at the office trying to get a few things done. I thought, oh my gosh, I haven't posted today. So here we go. If you haven't joined in recently, we're still talking about the book, Easy to Love, Difficult to Discipline by Becky Bailey, Conscious Discipline. And last week we talked about how to teach our children how to pay attention, right? We teach them how to read, we teach them how to ride a bike. There's lots of things we teach them, but how to pay attention is not something that we think about. We just think they're just going to get it, right? But there's actually skills to that. And so if you haven't seen that, go back and watch last week's video. Because today what we're going to talk about is, so we've been trying, right? The first thing of getting them to pay attention is to be assertive with them. And that will help them to pay attention. Well, kids are going to be kids, right? Sometimes they just don't pay attention. And folks, that's part of their developmental journey, right, is to resist. That's why they're here, right? They're trying to figure life out, right? And so part of their developmental journey is to resist, to oppose us, to refuse, right? They're pushing, they're learning. And so you're going to come up against 5 levels of opposition, right? As you try to be assertive, as you try to give them the skills that they need to succeed in life. So level 1, right, is that's the least amount of resistance, right? They're just ignoring you. They don't want to. They might ask why. Why do I have to do that, teacher? Why do I have to do that, mom? I really want to do that, right? So just resistance. That's it, right? Level 2, though, steps it up a bit, right? They're verbally or non-verbally say no. Nope, not going to do that, right? Part of that, if you go back and read or listen to some of the earlier videos, how we question them, how we ask them, do you want to take out the garbage? Nope, don't want to do that, right? Honey, you need to take out the garbage. That's your job today. So do you want to do it before you go to school or after you get home from school, right? That's your choice, but the garbage needs to be taken out, right? And so some of that comes from how we approach it, right? But level 2, they're just going to say no, right? Even if you say, dude, your job is to take out the garbage today. When do you want to do it? Nope, not doing it, right? So verbally, sometimes non-verbally, they will tell us no as well, right? So level 3 is they try to pull us into a power struggle, right? Their behavior is saying, you see if you can make me take out the garbage. I'm not going to do it, right? So that power struggle is felt in a big way, right? Level 4, it's a full-blown fit. Sometimes, depending on the age, there may be flailing, right? But it's just a full-blown fit. They may, after you tell them, after you ask them to take out the garbage, and they have the choice of whether to do it now or later, then they're in their bedroom, slam the door. I can't believe she's asking me to take out the garbage again, right? So full-blown fit. And then level 5, it's just a complete mute withdrawal. Nothing, right? So as you think about those 5 levels of resistance and how you've met them in past experiences, right? We have to learn, each level requires a different skill from the parent, from the caregiver, right? And so as we go back to level 1, remember it's the least amount of resistance. And so we just repeat the command, right? And we assist them through the assistance, right? With a demonstration. Oh, so you don't know how to take, well, let me show you. I didn't realize this was your first time to take the garbage out. Let me show you how to do that, right? The garbage bags are right here, sweetie. Let me show you where the garbage bags are. Take the garbage out, and then you can get the garbage bags right over here, right? And so we repeat it, and we assist with a demonstration for level 1. Level 2, we use the skill of choices. And if you're not quite sure what that is, you can go back in some previous videos, and there's one called the skill of choices, right? We kind of talked about that already when I said, you can do it now or you can do it later. You can do it before you do your other chores, or you can do it at the end of the chores, right? You can do it before breakfast or after breakfast, right? So if you're unsure of that, you can go back and watch that video. But number 2, as they're verbally or non-verbally saying no, you can give them those skills. We can use the skill of choices with them. So for level 3, that's when we're going to use assertive commands, right? And that sounds a little bit more commanding than it needs to, right? But sweetie, it's your turn to take the garbage out. Right here we've got the list. It's your turn to do that today. So there again, you have a choice as to when you can do it, but it's your job to take it out today. You can also use choices, right? And you can also use the skill of empathy. I know this is hard, right? My job is hard too, and I get it because you have to get up so early, and so that's why I'm trying to help you, right? So use that skill of empathy, use that skill of choices as you're helping them understand that this really isn't a choice. How you do it, when you do it, is the choice, but taking the garbage out is not a choice today, right? And then level 4 and 5 are looped together, right? And that's when we employ every skill that we've learned. So if you go back through some of the videos, you'll find the skill videos, and we are pulling them out. We're pulling out the power of attention. We're pulling out the skill of choices. We're pulling out the skill of empathy, right? All of those things we're pulling together, right? It's part of life. Children are going to refuse to obey, and we're going to get angry, right? We're human. That's what happens. But we can learn to express assertively rather than passively or aggressively, which is what we've been talking about for the last 2 months, folks, right? Is how to approach it assertively rather than passively or aggressively with our children, right? And as we use passivity, right, or aggression, we act indirectly, and we vent our feelings, right, to the kids. And these indirect expressions of emotions are attacking, right? And we've all felt that from other people, right? They're not giving, we're not directly communicating with them, which gives information. We are indirectly communicating with them, which is a form of attacking, right? And that's what we're doing with our children. And thus, folks, they're going to do it to their friends. They're going to do it to the people that they hang out with because it's being modeled for them from us, their caregivers, right? And so I just want to read something on page 90. And we talk about, letting off steam assertively, right? And so we don't want to be indirect with them. We want to be direct. So an indirect approach would be, you are rude to interrupt, right? So you're labeling them. A direct approach would be, when you interrupt me, I feel angry, right? So you're taking that I approach, right? That I statement. And indirect, right? Stop running, sit down and be quiet, right? So you're giving commands. A direct approach would be, when you run through the house while I'm trying to work, I feel distracted. I can't think when that happens, right? So there again, you're putting it back on yourself, right? As to what's happening. You're not attacking them. An indirect, what did you do? What's wrong with you? Right? You're questioning them, right? A direct approach would be, something seems to be bothering you. I feel concerned, right? Sometimes when I have this happen in the class, I'm like, dude, you just seem like you're having a rough day today. What can we do to help? Do you need some focus cream? Do you need some cranky cream? Do you need to sit with the caterpillar? There's all those coping mechanisms, right, that we need to help the children with, right? But rather than questioning and saying, what the heck is wrong with you, right? Something seems to be bothering you. Did you have breakfast this morning? Did you have a late night last night, right? All those physiological things that could contribute to their emotions, right? An indirect, right, is, so you finally decided to join us for dinner, right? That sarcasm is just seeping through. How thoughtful of you. Right? Yeah, a more direct approach would be, our dinner time is important to me, bud. When you don't come when I call you, I feel unappreciated, right? And so there again, it's the I statement, right? Rather than the sarcasm that's attacking. Another indirect, through accusations, right? You don't care about anybody but yourself. You should be ashamed. A more direct approach would be, when you keep ignoring me and what I'm telling you to do, I get really kind of furious. And so there again, it's putting it back on me. This is how I'm feeling. This is how the action, right? When you keep ignoring me and telling me telling you what needs to happen, I get furious when that happens, right? So one of the things that we can do as parents, as caregivers, is to watch, is to listen to ourselves, right? And to be able to say, what do I do when I give those types of commands, right? Do I question? Do I accuse? Do I use sarcasm? We just need to listen to ourselves. It's very telling. I had a student once that she just said, I don't think I do that. And I said, well, actually, you do. And she said, I'm going to put my phone. She took her phone in her pocket and she just recorded herself for 45 minutes, right? As she was talking with children at a center time. And she listened to that and she said, oh my gosh, I do say that a lot. So some of these things are very natural for us and we don't even know that we're doing it, right? So listen to yourself this week and see, where are you there? Are you accusing? Are you using sarcasm? Are you questioning? Those things that are considered an indirect approach to being assertive with our children, right? So as we manage our I messages, right, that's how we'll help them understand and us to be more assertive. So this offers us an opportunity to share our feelings and our expectations, right? And when children frustrate us, we respond with, when you do this, I feel this, right? And so as we use the power of attention, which is another video back in the back, we tell the child what we want them to do, right? And so that helps them to understand that expectation. It helps us to be more assertive, right? We've got to make sure that the word that comes directly after feel, right? It cannot be a thought. It needs to be a feeling. When we confuse thoughts with feelings, we attack rather than communicate with our children. So that's our goal this week, my friends, is to listen, see if we're being indirect, what we can do to change it to direct, use the I statements, right, with our kids. And we're going to be better communicators and less attackers. So go team. Let's do this week. I've gotten some Facebook messages from people about questions and anything that you want to, shoot out there, anything that you think needs to happen, shoot me off an email, haws168@gmail.com. Leave a comment, and or you can look me up on Facebook. I'm happy to have you answer messages there. So happy Friday, everybody. Have a great weekend, and just keep parenting, everybody. Thanks for joining us today.